viewers, right? But what if I told you just the fact that Caitlin Clark was in the building for this game made it one of the most popular games in women's college basketball?
The significance of this moment cannot be overstated. Traditionally, sports events rely on in-game action to drive viewership. Yet here we are celebrating a ceremony where the main attraction wasn't scoring baskets or clutch plays, but the magnetic aura of a superstar whose mere involvement transforms any occasion into a historic event. Caitlin Clark, with her effortless blend of charisma and talent, managed to captivate millions simply by being part of the spectacle. Imagine sitting at home, perhaps just browsing or relaxing with a bowl of popcorn, when suddenly you notice something extraordinary on the screen. For many fans of women's basketball, that was exactly the scenario on the day of Caitlin's jersey retirement. Despite the lack of competitive intensity, the game itself, having the relaxed cadence of a local band's recital, the event still drew a viewership that rivals even the most hyped men's sports events. This phenomenon speaks volumes about the star power of Caitlin Clark. It's as if the magnetism of her career transcends the game, turning a ceremonial moment into a must-see cultural event. What makes this even more remarkable is the comparison to viewership on our YouTube channel. Prior to Caitlin's involvement, the channel's broadcasts struggled to capture significant attention, sometimes reaching a few 100,000, other times just a bit more when fate favored them. Yet with Caitlin's name attached, numbers soared dramatically. Her jersey retirement broadcast alone recorded an astonishing 1.1 million viewers. This figure is not only a testament to her individual draw, but also a clear indicator of shifting priorities in how fans choose to engage with women's basketball. In the midst of this narrative, another name looms large: Angel Reese. Known for her impressive on-court statistics, Reese has built her reputation as a fierce competitor who can drop 40 points and snatch 20 rebounds in a single game.
And you have busy schedules, and I think that just speaks to the culture of this place, so selfless. Like, I know my number's up there, but it wouldn't be if it wasn't for all of you. So to the ones that were my team.
However, despite her remarkable athletic prowess, her recent viewership figures tell a different story. While Caitlin's jersey retirement captivated an audience of over 1 million, Angel Reese's events barely cracked the 150,000 view mark. This disparity highlights a deeper conversation about what truly drives fan engagement in modern sports. Angel Reese's supporters might argue that her on-court contributions are vital, and that every point, rebound, or defensive play should count. But in today's sports media landscape, it seems that personality and the overall cultural footprint can outweigh even the most outstanding game statistics. Caitlin Clark's impact extends beyond the hardwood. She is a cultural phenomenon who, regardless of whether she's dribbling a basketball or simply sitting in front of a camera, commands the kind of attention that few can rival. Her jersey retirement was a testament to that. Even when not actively competing, her influence was enough to captivate a vast audience. To appreciate the full magnitude of this event, one must delve into the numbers. Before Caitlin's involvement, our YouTube channel was enjoying modest viewership levels, typically fluctuating between a few 100,000 at best. On days when a lesser-known player might catch the eye of casual viewers, or when family members might accidentally leave the TV on, the numbers could see a slight bump. But nothing prepared the sports world for what happened when Caitlin Clark entered the picture. Her jersey retirement broadcast not only shattered previous records, but did so in a way that made every other broadcast seem like a mere sideshow. When you compare these figures to those generated by Angel Reese's events, the contrast becomes almost comical. Despite her undeniable talent and hard work on the court, Reese's numbers simply could not keep pace with the sheer allure of Caitlin's brand.
The second most viewed game of the season was a iffy. I'm not even gonna call them a good Iowa team, an iffy Iowa team. Just because they were playing against, just because Caitlin Clark was in.
It wasn't a matter of one being better than the other in terms of skill. It was a matter of star power, narrative, and the way modern audiences consume sports. In a digital age where every highlight is scrutinized and every moment can go viral, Caitlin Clark has become synonymous with the very idea of a game changer. Over the past few years, we have witnessed an evolution in how audiences interact with sports content. The rise of social media, live streaming, and on-demand highlights has fundamentally altered the relationship between athletes and their fans. No longer is it sufficient to simply play well. Athletes are now cultural icons, and their off-court personas can be just as influential as their game day performances. Many argue that the allure of Caitlyn's persona and her carefully curated brand has created an environment where numbers speak louder than on-court performance. One could say that even if Caitlyn were simply sitting and casually tossing popcorn, the effect on viewership would be profound. This isn't to diminish Reese's contributions or the effort she puts into the game, but rather to highlight a critical shift in how sports content is consumed. In a landscape where every gesture can become viral and every highlight clip is shared and reshared, the narrative has evolved to celebrate the spectacle of the athlete as much as the athlete's raw performance. It's a paradox of modern sports. While Angel Reese might deliver a game that features impressive statistics, double-doubles, buzzer-beating shots, and awe-inspiring defensive plays, the overall engagement pales in comparison to an event centered around a superstar who, even in a ceremonial capacity, manages to captivate millions. This phenomenon has sparked a lively discussion about the role of personality versus performance, and it appears that in today's media-driven sports world, personality can indeed eclipse performance. No modern sports narrative can be complete without considering the impact of social media. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok have become the battlegrounds where narratives are forged and where every moment is analyzed, memed, and debated. In the aftermath of Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement, social media exploded with commentary. Fans and critics alike shared their astonishment at the viewership numbers, and the conversations ranged from heartfelt tributes to biting critiques aimed at those who questioned her impact.
I want you to keep in mind something. In comparison to the debut week, Angel Reese's debut game with the Rose BC Basketball Club.
A recurring theme in these discussions was the idea that Caitlyn's influence is reshaping women's basketball. Hashtags celebrating her achievements trended for hours, and clips from the ceremony were shared millions of times. In contrast, the social media buzz surrounding Angel Reese's events was comparatively muted, reinforcing the notion that in this era of instant digital feedback, the narrative is dominated by those who capture the public's imagination. Every tweet, every meme, and every commentary segment contributed to building a legend that extended far beyond the confines of the basketball court. The power of social media as an amplifier of star power cannot be overstated. It is not simply about broadcasting an event. It is about creating a dialogue, a collective experience that unites fans across the globe. In this context, Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement was more than a singular event. It was a catalyst for a wider conversation about the future of women's sports. The digital footprint of that day will likely influence how future events are planned, marketed, and remembered. When we take a step back to analyze the impact of Caitlin Clark's ceremony, it's clear that we are witnessing a cultural shift in sports. The numbers, while impressive on their own, tell a deeper story about the value of moments that transcend the traditional boundaries of athletic competition. Caitlin's jersey retirement was not about the intensity of the game or the drama of a live contest. It was about celebrating a career, acknowledging a legacy, and understanding that sometimes the person behind the jersey is enough to create history. This shift has significant implications for the future of sports broadcasting. Traditional ratings, once the gold standard for measuring success, are being redefined by digital engagement, social media trends.
0.1 million people, or nearly 1.1 million was the average, watched that game. You know, Iowa, no offense, is not like...
And the ability to create a narrative that resonates with audiences. The fact that a ceremony without the rigors of live gameplay could command over 1 million viewers suggests that fans are looking for more than just athletic performance. They are searching for stories, for icons, and for moments of pure, unadulterated inspiration. Caitlin Clark's influence is a case study in this evolving landscape.
You know, on the map as some sort of juggernaut right now, but Clark getting her jersey retired, a significant deal. They might as well put the ratings up in the rafters.
She has managed to capture the hearts and minds of millions by embodying the perfect blend of talent, charisma, and relatability. Her jersey retirement was a celebration of her career, yes, but it was also a statement about the power of storytelling in sports. In a world where every statistic is analyzed and every play scrutinized, the simple act of honoring a player's legacy can become a transformative event that elevates the entire sport.
Half of its opening night audience within 3 weeks. We see numbers of 310,000, 320,000.
One of the most remarkable aspects of this event is the sheer disparity between viewership figures associated with Caitlin's appearances and those of other marquee events on our YouTube channel. Historically, even well-promoted games would attract only a fraction of the audience that Caitlin's mere presence can draw. This discrepancy is not just a numbers game, it is a reflection of how much the narrative of women's basketball